Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel where we are
real,
we're raw,
and we're saying it all. So guys, welcome back to another episode. We just want to say that this episode, the day we are shooting, is after like a weekend when we went viral.
And the funny thing is, we did not expect it to go viral. Like, this was supposed to be one of our least viewed videos. So, Banyankole men, you have this much power.
Whoa. But anyway, but thank you so much for the support, guys. We love it. So today's episode is something also that we talked about, like hinted on, and then a couple of people were like, oh, you guys should definitely have a conversation on that. That's like a little bit more in depth. So we are here giving the people what they asked for. This conversation is on abstinence.
Abstinence. Are you abstaining?
Abstaining
from sex.
Sexual activities. So I guess we could just start with a quick where we are at, or whether that's a choice we've made for ourselves or ever have, right? So I'll go first. I am, first of all, single. I've really sang single anyway. I'm single and I am abstaining. I have been for a while.
I am not abstaining.
Are you married, single?
No, I'm not single. I live with someone. I'm in a relationship.
An assumptionship.
I'm in an assumptionship. I assume
if you watched our last video, you know what we're talking about.
I think we are together, but we will
never
not
asked.
when he finally tells me.
This chick is in an assumptionship.
Yeah.
I am married and clearly not abstaining. I'm doing the damn thing.
Okay. All right. So just want you guys to like know where we're at with all of that. And I guess we can just start with like why we've made these decisions for now. And maybe even if you want to talk about like if you've had a different decision in the past, why did you choose that? Let's start with you, Claire.
Well, I'm married, so I'm not abstaining. I am not required to abstain. In fact, I am legally and scripturally required to do the damn thing. So I do the damn thing. However, I have not been married all my life. I have been married only a year and a half before that. So I've had seasons. I've had seasons of abstinence and I have seasons of not. Yeah. And the reasons for abstinence were basically religious. Okay. Because I was, before I got married, both times, yes, if you're watching for the first time, I've been married twice. I am married, my second marriage. And before, I lost my virginity very early. And it's not neither here nor there. So at that time, it was accidental. It wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. It was kind of like, And I'm sure many of us can relate to this kind of thing. Like, you have no clue why teenage boys are just generally horny, and teenage girls do not know. We're not yet in that zone yet. Like,
I don't even know if we get horny at
teenagehood. I don't know, because I wasn't. Yes.
Well,
anyway, so yeah, no, I'm not. I was about 19, when I lost my virginity, and it was accidental. Do I regret it? What's the point? It happened. So, and I've been kind of on and off since. So if I was strong religiously, in a season of strength religiously in my faith and stuff, then I would abstain. And then there are days when you would kind of stray off, and then you meet a guy in stuff. I haven't had sex with that many people. I do not have a head count.
Body count?
I don't have a count. I do, but it's
a conversation
not
for another day also.
Yeah.
Women are ashamed.
No,
I will literally
don't shame. I'm not ashamed. I'm actually not ashamed. I'm just putting it out there just in case people are like, Claire. No, my body count is less than 5 fingers.
Girl.
So I have stated, yeah. So anyway, I'm not ashamed. So don't try to shame me. It won't work. Anyway, so yeah, that's my
why.
My why has been. I mean, we're all imperfect. You've been with a guy, and I never really enjoyed sex until my current marriage, ever. So I do not know why I was basically having sex because of the guys I was with.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you can't say, there's a position boys put us in as girls, and we can't say no. At least at some point I couldn't say no. I didn't want to say no, but I didn't want to do it either. But do you know what I mean? You're just kind of like, oh well, and you fake it and stuff until it's done. It wasn't horrible. I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm not one of those me.
But it's also not enjoyable.
It was kind of like, oh, okay. Well, okay, that's done.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't even know that you're supposed to orgasm. It's like you're just trying to,
you're just kind of going with it.
You're just kind of going with it. Yeah. And it's kind of like one of those things that where you're like, okay, all right, this is what it is. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You?
I think that's me.
First of all, I feel like one of the things that we don't talk about, either in Uganda or African society or whatever, that we don't really talk about enough is sex. So most of us just...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
We find ourselves there.
Yeah.
For me, that's why I made a vow of rebellion, that I will talk about sex as openly as possible, because I don't want anyone else to just walk in normally, you get. So anyway, I remember when I was going to break my virginity. This was at university, I think first year. I sat down with a few friends of mine, and we decided we are dating. Why don't we break our virginity?
Together.
Friends!
Love to see it. Love to see it.
One of us got a blue movie, which is now known as porn.
Blue movie. Children of the 90s.
90s kids.
We went to their hostel. We watched. Of course, we didn't know what to do. We watched.
Weren't you shy?
No, we were curious.
Yeah.
The thing is, our curiosity, overrode our everything else.
Yeah.
We sat in their hostel in Chikoni. We watched. Then after, I remember there was even a break where we paused and went to pee and came back. Then we decided, okay, you're with so and so, even you. So okay, then let's go and lose them this weekend. We went off that weekend
On the assignment to lose your virginity.
I love it.
on
I love
assignment.
it. No, I love this.
We carried out the assignment. I remember it was
Such a wonderful life.
I remember it was one friend of ours that didn't do it, and she was in moves, and she's happily married.
She foxed it.
She didn't do it, and but anyway, we went off on the same. We lost the virginity, and I remember it was just actually for me when I was just like beneath this person, it was just carry out your job, okay? Like
Finish and
I'm
go.
just finishing the assignment, and then I go. So to tell you the truth, I felt nothing. Not pleasure, not pain. I was just, taking notes in my head, go back and report. Then, we had
an assignment.
Yes, after the assignment, we reported back, I did it. Another one also said they did it. And the other one, we actually, I think three of us did it in around the same place. Then, friends, we are done. Okay, how did it go? My experience was this, it was this. And then we moved on. And we just now started having sex normally. And worrying about and going and doing the whole, God, it's me who is insecure. Don't let me get pregnant. So this is why, by the way. But one of the things that I actually look back at that I can say confidently is that I am grateful I lost my virginity to this person. Because they didn't treat me horribly. I never felt like, they used me, that thing of, I'm not a fan of that word, but they never left me feeling, empty and just, you're nothing, you are just a sex bag and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But also because, personally, I never view sex from the side of the victim. I'm never a victim unless I'm raped. But when I consent, there's that. When I consent to it, I think we're going to get into this later. Let me not preempt this conversation. I am not a victim. Like, I don't feel like, you used me and left me. I don't use that word of, you used me. All right. So I'm glad I lost my virginity to this person, because to tell you the truth, there's a lot of information I did not have. So they could have infected me with diseases. And I'm very grateful that this person used condoms, because when you're that age, it feels like, how do I make this person happy? Assignment, as in here we were getting assignments. The blue movie we watched didn't have people using condoms, so we also didn't think. You get the blue movie had different styles. Me, I didn't have other styles. It was just please lie there, and then get this done. And I'm grateful we use condoms. I'm grateful that this person could look out for me of, like, you are not going to get pregnant, you're not going to get diseases from me. And they took the responsibility.
Yeah, they cared.
They cared to take that responsibility. Because at that age, I
you're
didn't have
just
any...
You barely have any
Sex
knowledge.
education.
Yes.
Anyway, and especially the way our society is just like shaped.
No one tells you anything.
You only
We didn't have
learn
that
at the
information.
swinger sessions on a bridal shower if
Yeah.
you're
True.
lucky.
Yeah, so or like from friends saying things or whatever. So you just really go in clueless.
Like, for example, people are told that you should mourn. They don't tell them that it comes naturally.
You should that it should be as a result of actual pleasure.
Yeah, actual pleasure.
But they make it seem like you should just do it for faking sake.
Yeah.
And then you think like, yeah, that's what we do. Anyway, for me, abstinence was definitely like a decision based on faith, but also like looking back, I know that also it was based on when would I have the sex anyway? We were locked in our house. Where was I going to have the sex? To find it where?
It was in lockdown.
No. I'm saying when I was younger.
Okay.
No, when I was young. So it was, because even by the time we were teenagers, like some people were having sex. But I didn't. Well, I and like my friends, close friends did not, because first of all, we had no opportunity. And then also, there was also the faith. But to be real, if the opportunities had been there, it may have been different. I don't know. I can't say that, yes, I know for sure. But yeah, so it was a mix of no opportunities and faith. And then uni came in, and I don't know, I got in with a religious crowd. Gosh, I don't want to say religious, but just like people who were, we are in fellow, we are, that fellow crowd, we are in fellow, la la la. So we're all abstaining, we're all doing that type of thing. So when I did eventually lose my virginity, actually, I wish I had had like an experience like yours, because mine, I mean, like now I'm over it, but back then it hurt me so much because that person didn't even care about me like that.
Yeah.
So it hurt me so much. And I think it set the stage for me to not want to get back in there, like for a long time. But then it turned into because eventually I did meet someone who I felt I wanted to take that step with. And then I did. But right now where I'm at, it's like scorched earth, let me say. I'm in a scorched earth time in my life. Where it's
Cobwebs
like,
just...
No, it's just like my policy is scorched earth, like it's off the table 100%. Like it's just off the table.
That's what they call
No matter who you are.
No, not cobwebs. I feel like cobwebs like you want, but it's not coming. I actually do not want to have it. Like it's scorched earth, like I have, So if
like
you are,
it's not a desire
if you're in my DM sending hi. Be advised.
Wasting your time.
Stay advised that actually, so for me it's bad, but it is fundamentally a faith thing for me. And also, of course, the experiences that hurt you based on that have hurt me based on, like, I was this person and, like we shared all of these things and then it's like, and then it's done. Yeah. So then, anyway. But I wanted us to also talk about how people react to the whole abstinence thing. Because I remember even that first time we had a conversation on breakups. Maybe we'll leave the link to that video. Yeah. And I talked a little bit about abstinence. So it was just like so much, man, that clip got so much like, response and different responses. There's so many people who are like, oh, I can relate. And then in real life also, there's always just like that pause of like, so you're really not having sex.
That's your age.
At your big age of 32, you're not having sex. Wow. So there's like, I don't know, for me it's been, a bit of both. Sometimes there are actually lots of people who are like, you know what, thank you for saying that. I'm also doing it, but I always feel weird saying it because people treat you some type of way. Sometimes it's like, hey, bana, get our church and those guys.
People feel judged, but that's on them.
That's true. But there's judgment.
That's on them.
There's actually judgment.
There is a little bit of judgment.
Not little.
Because like there's just a thing of like you're so vanilla. Actually, I remember there was even like an old acquaintance who made a comment like, because Prim openly talks about sex. I mean, she can speak from a point of authority because she's having sex. I am not, so I can't just be talking about sex. What am I sharing? I'm not having it. You get? And she just had this thing of like, Prim is more real than you because you don't talk about real things. And I'm like, but this is my reality.
Yeah,
she talks
people
about your
reality.
Too vanilla. Everyone is just like, Vanagera, you guys, too vanilla. I'm like, but this is what I've chosen for me. Yeah. So you can't tell me, now mine is not real because it is not your real. Do you know what I mean? So me, I've experienced that like pretty often. I don't know if it's because of my age or what. I don't know.
But also, I remember the time we talked about sex. We've talked a couple of times briefly in our previous YouTube videos. And this person very boldly came to our channel and commented that we are, what word did she use? She said it was disgusting, you know, and we were discussing that we wanted attention, and that's why we're discussing sex. No, we don't want attention.
It's just that no one is saying this.
No one is talking. I'm in a marriage group, my husband and I, and we were talking to so many people who got onto their honeymoon, and they were shocked. Yeah. Shocked, legit shocked, because both of them are virgins, you know, and I know this happens. Yeah. So why are we keeping secret about something that happens to everyone everywhere? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
That's like the reverse also, because that's like how people treat you weirdly for abstaining. Also, then there's also people who want to treat you weirdly
the ones that abstain about sex. Yeah.
And yet it's a real thing, guys. People having sex. Well, you're not having it, don't
you imagine? You're a result of sex.
Like newsflash.
It's just as normal as breathing.
Discovers that he's here because of sex. But anyway, one of, like, when you talk about that thing where, first of all, there's a thing that we as human beings tend to do. Yeah. If you don't do as I do, I just automatically judge myself. I feel like, oh, does she think she's better than me? Does she think she's better than us? So it's very easy for me, because I've been friends with Fiona for like a couple of years. So it's very easy for me to feel like, you know, when she says I'm not having sex and I'm abstaining, and I've probably known her and gone through probably 2 relationships in our friendship, and I've slept with these people. So it's easy for me to feel like, does she think she's better than me? Does she But that's why I say that is on you, right? That is on you who, you know, it's in your head, so that's on you. However, we cannot dismiss the fact that there are people that shame others for being virgins, and there are those who, for abstinence, because when we talk about virginity, it's different. There's celibacy, where you decide to abstain from sex. There are people who shame others for abstinence, and there are those who shame others for not abstaining.
Yeah,
this is true.
So it makes you wonder what society really wants. Like, I think it's
tell you the truth. The truth is that what I expect you to do, what I am doing. That's why we judge each other. It's not even so much a society, it's individuals. Yeah. If you are out there judging another person just because they're not doing what you're doing, why? It's not at this point we need to stop blaming society and bring it down to people. By individuals. Yeah, individuals. For you, society can only change if we as individuals change. Stop judging. It's none of your business what I do with my hoo-ha. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's none of your business whether I want to sell it, whether I want to do what. I'm not encouraging it, but look, it's my hoo-ha.
Yeah, it's so
the most you can do is, like, if you want to advise someone, advise them in love, and also you need to have a certain kind of relationship,
and respect. Yeah, respect people's decision. I don't need to make the same decision that you've made. Yeah, you know, we've decided to come out and talk about it openly. That is on us. That is our business. No one else's. So people are going to be out there saying, "Oh, they're talking about sex. They're talking about how when they lost their virginity. Oh my God, can you believe she lost her virginity at 19, girl?" You're wasting your own time.
It's even already done. Like, what?
What do we do now?
So I specifically want to talk about this part because I think after that abstinence clip, I kept getting questions from people about like abstinence and stuff. And I was like, okay, when you're abstaining and then you meet like someone who is not on the same path, and then it's like and I've been in a lot of those situations of like, yeah, you know what, me, I love you, let's move on that path. I'm not going to say it's everyone, you guys, but my experience is that if that other person isn't committed to abstinence, you're going to have sex. You're going to have sex. Yeah. Please believe me, you are going to have the sex. If you really want to keep it that way, you know what, be with someone then who is also
committed, like 100%.
They're also scorched earth. Yeah. When someone, these things of, I love you, so I'll try. Oh dear. One evening you are watching television, Netflix, and what? Surprise! SOS! You guys, SOS is like an inside joke. Even our crew is laughing. But this, you guys, short, like random, like diversion from our topic is that Prim thought that SOS means surprise on surprise. Thank you. Thank you. Now that we have that out of the way. But yeah, I mean, I just think that some people say that for them, like maybe they abstain when they're not in a relationship, but when they're in, they're having
I feel
sex.
like that's just
There's
lack
other
of
people-
opportunity. It's like saying that I fast at night, then I eat in the morning.
You can't be away.
You've not lied. You have not lied. Actually,
Oh my God.
she has not lied. But yeah, I mean, man, that's been my experience. If you want to, you know, if it's scorched earth for you, choose someone who is also scorched earth policy on that abstinence thing. But I know that also Claire, because Claire is married and like she gets those DMs, people asking her about, you know, marriage and pre-marriage and stuff. And did you abstain? Tell us, how do you handle that?
I mean, there's things I don't talk about because my husband's not comfortable talking about them. Personally, I would. So our sex life, I need to first literally talk to him.
Yeah.
Whether or not he wants people to know whether or not we abstain, which I haven't. So I won't talk about whether or not we abstain. However, I will talk about the fact that people are always constantly asking me whether we abstained or whether I abstained in order to make a decision whether they should abstain. Anytime I talk about sex, anytime the topic comes up, or anytime I ask people to ask me questions, people ask me, what do you think about abstinence? Did you abstain? Should I abstain? I'm trying to make a decision. It's a personal decision. Do not base your decision based on someone else's decision.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, please, guys, it's your body. You know what to do with it. The person you should be consulting is your God. You know, whichever God you believe in, please consult there, because there's nothing horrible. Like, you might be saying, first of all, most people lie about sex. Many people lie about sex.
That's true.
Many people lie about sex.
Yeah.
A lot of people make it look like they are having fun. Like it's amazing, you know.
Like it means you're a bad boy or a bad girl.
You've had all that, you know, people be like I can't leave that guy. The sex is so good.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And the men are like, man, that leg. And look, it's more complicated than that.
Yeah.
It's a lot more complicated than that. So my advice to you, if you're wondering whether to abstain or not, consult your conscience and your God.
Yeah.
Two things.
Be okay with it.
You know what I mean? Do not, you might consult her and she's like, no, don't have sex, it's terrible. And then you might consult her or me, and I'll be kind of like, me personally, like, look, do what you want. Conscience with God, that's on you. Someone else is going to be like, man, it's so much fun, you're missing out, how can you be at this age and stuff? Yeah. Do not take other people's opinions. Do not take other people's... Someone can advise you, yes. Get people who you trust to advise you. Yeah. But most of the information out there on sex is false. Yeah. It's exaggerated. It is.
And it's a personal journey.
It is. It is.
We experience it differently.
Exactly. So for me, I would say to anyone who would ever ask me whether to have sex or not, whether to abstain or not, I would say consult your conscience and your God. No one else. You can talk to other people, but don't make your decision based on what someone else's decision has been. Yeah.
Okay, so Prim. So when people, I have a feeling that once in a while you get those questions. I have a feeling, Auntie Prim, Sister Prim. So what do you tell those people who ask you about things that are related to abstinence, not abstaining, the whole science?
So for me, first of all, I feel like I like to deduce from my experience. Yeah. And mostly I speak from my experience. There are things that, there's a way I feel now that I wish, like if I had gone in with enough information, I would have felt different. If you ask me that, had I, was I more woke then, would I be abstaining right now? I don't know the answer to that question. However, I also went through a phase of lots of, should I say, I can't say empowered, because that would mean that whoever is not, whoever is abstinent is not empowered. But after that, I went through a phase of, it's just sex. It's
owning your...
Just, I wasn't ashamed of it.
You're taking away its power.
Like, I'm taking away its power. The power that sex has had over women, the power that sex has over women. Because most times, after breakups or, you know, whatever, you hear
feel
people say,
ashamed.
you feel
Then you feel
ashamed.
dirty. Then you feel
Yes, you lose your virginity, you consented, you wanted to, and you feel so dirty, you feel so reduced to nothing, you're ashamed. You know, while that guy walks away with his collar up like this,
Yeah.
like,
Dope.
like, and just another
you're
one,
just,
you know?
You're worried that he's going to tell everyone. Like when people look at you, when his friends look at you, like,
Do they know? Do they think
know.
I'm a slut?
Yes. So me, I went through a phase of, you will never have that power over me. You will never. I enjoyed the sex as much as you did, regardless of whether I enjoyed it or not, because I don't think I enjoyed sex until I got into a relationship with my partner now. I'm sorry to all the, let me see, 50 people.
All the best.
To all the 50 people. I'm very sorry. I'm kidding.
And no, listen.
I'm sorry to whoever will watch this video, but we were just, I'm sure they'll also be like, even you were not nice.
Yeah.
But it's not a competition of who was nice and who wasn't. It's just,
The truth is, sex is a lot more than physical.
yes.
It takes a lot more than physical. So when we say it was not great, it's not like
offense
nothing
to
to
you.
do
I'm
with
not
the person.
offending you or
It's that
anything.
our hearts were not in it.
Yeah, probably.
At least for me.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So, reason being that when I met this person, I told you, I think I've said this before, I was so sexually attracted to them. So, yes.
Yeah, you
So,
told us about that time when
20
you were like,
minutes past 6
when you were like,
rabbit.
but
going at it.
he was like you. It was different for him. He was abstaining and he wasn't, ready for sex. And for me, I think now that time,
That was my husband as well.
that time, it gave me time to sit and ask myself certain questions and have conversations with myself that I never would have had before. I went through different emotions. The shame that, oh my God, I did it. Then the shame of, will they love me? Now that, for me, I've not been abstaining. Then I went through the, he'll be fine, the whole, he'll be fine. Then I went through the whole, I'm empowered and, so I went through different emotions and different questions. And for me, I used that time to, understand that I wish I'd saved myself for someone like this. I wish I'd waited for someone like this so that we experience this together. And I'm not taking away the magic of our first experience, but they deserved it. They deserved that weight. They deserved that a very, small body count or whatever. They deserved me waiting. I wish we had waited. But I also know that it doesn't take away from our relationship. Yeah. He never, ever makes me feel like, oh, I'm disappointed that, you didn't wait for me. And I never, ever feel like that. It had never crossed our mind. So I know that lots of people who have lost young girls who are watching this today, and, you've lost your virginity or whatever, those things they tell you that your husband will be disappointed when he finds you, honestly,
If he is,
they will not be disappointed. They will not be disappointed.
if he's that guy, he's not the right guy. That's the truth.
Yeah, it's your body and do with it what you want. If you can wait, well and good. If you don't wait, it's also okay.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and don't have friends. I have a friend of mine who once told me that I think we had a conversation about her virginity, and I remember we were making a joke later. I told you that in confidence, I was ashamed being a virgin because everyone of my friends had lost their virginity. So to me, it felt like I was ugly. The reason I didn't lose my virginity was
because
that I was
no man
ugly.
likes me because I'm ugly.
I was like, young women, you're out here telling your friends that not having sex means that they're ugly.
That there's something wrong with you.
There's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with you if you're telling something.
If you think that way and are telling other people that way,
Yeah.
there's something definitely wrong with you.
But-
You need to check your mindset.
Yeah, but also before, I think for me, before we go any further, before you lose your virginity, at whatever age you decide, kindly have information. Get more information than we had from Blue movies. Please.
Nanange.
By the way, porn will teach you
Porn
nothing.
will teach you
Porn will
nothing,
teach you
but
nothing.
the exact
It's a lie.
wrong thing.
It will
Like,
teach
nothing
you
about
nonsense.
porn that is real.
Yeah.
It is a movie.
It will
That's
literally
what it
create
is.
expectations
Yes,
that are
Yeah.
unrealistic,
exactly.
that
Yeah.
are
Exactly.
rubbish.
Like, you can't go on and on and
Yeah.
on and
And
on
start
and on
out-
all night. That's just absolutely
Set
impossible.
precedence. When you're starting out, communicate your needs. You get, like, from the very beginning, if you do decide to lose your virginity, I actually hope that whoever watches this video going forward and you decide to lose your virginity or have sex, I hope that you at least enjoy it.
Yeah.
I hope that you're not just
for you.
present in passing.
Yeah.
I hope you do enjoy it. So read about it, relax, do whatever you need to do, relax your mind, and you also get something out of it. As a woman, I'm talking to a woman, you also get something out of it, not just how do I make this man happy, how do I make this woman happy, if you're into women. Yeah, get something out of it.
Yeah, I think that also when you're younger, I don't know how young our audience goes, but sometimes you hear these things and they don't resonate properly when you're not. And sometimes, I don't know, maybe that's just life. Sometimes you're going to only understand them a little bit later. But I hope you do, though. I hope you understand them sooner than any of us had a chance to or were willing to also. Sometimes the information was there and maybe we're just not willing to receive it in that way. Sometimes, to be fair, also when you're in church community, sometimes it's just so taboo and you're just like scared, and then that's how you go in there and you're just like, I don't even know. So I hope that you receive it with like take it nicely, eh? Like take it and like real think about it. Don't think about it of just, now these are just some chicks who are talking about it because they have had it or whatever, but just take it in your context and figure it out for you. Like Claire said, there's nothing good that Prim said this, therefore it is the truth and the gospel. And Claire, no, figure it out for yourself. Yeah. So, I mean, that's about it on this discussion. I feel like we definitely want to hear from you guys about...
Are you abstaining? Are you not?
And
Why? What are
What
your
are
real
your
feelings?
yeah.
Like, don't tell us what you think other people are going to want to hear. Tell us what you feel.
Yes.
Are you abstaining and you feel like you want to have sex? Are you having sex and you feel like you want to abstain? Are you just confused about the entire thing? Do you have questions about it? I'll be your singer girl.
She has committed herself. I don't know.
Just comment. Ask me anything, and I shall respond. I promise. This week I'm going to be in the comment. But that's
Subscribe.
Subscribe to our channel.
Bye, guys.
Bye.